edition of News Leader on 6. In tonight's news, we'll talk to the new Tullahoma mayor, and we'll also talk to John Olive about his Wildcats, who are 2-0 in the season right now. We'll have these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
This is the face of a fighter.
I'm fighting to keep Tennesseans working.
I'm fighting for time with my friends.
I'm fighting for football on Saturday.
I'm fighting to see my students back in the classroom.
We're fighting for our small business.
I'm fighting to keep my family safe.
Whatever you're fighting for, it's time for all Tennesseans to fight back. Until there's a vaccine for COVID-19, this is the face of a fighter. Face it, masks fight COVID-19.
Here at Stan McNabb Collision Center, we work with all major insurance companies, and we get the job done right the first time, on time.
Well, I grew up in Tullahoma. We'd always done business with Stan McNabb, so when we needed collision service after a run-in with a deer, we knew to call those guys. We already had trust with them. We called Cody. He took great care of us. He kept us posted every step of the way, and we couldn't have been more pleased.
Getting your vehicle back to pre-loss condition shouldn't be a headache. So in the event of an accident, contact me, Cody Hall, at Stan McNabb Collision Center.
Welcome back. Tullahoma Wildcats are off to a 2-0 start this season and are headed to Marshall County this weekend for their first away game. Coach John Olive spoke with news leaders John Gray about the game and how ticket sales are being planned for future sporting events.
We want to say this. We go to Marshall County this coming Friday. Marshall County is selling tickets at the gate. Okay, they think they have enough capacity for their crowds, for people to be able to socially distance. So you'll buy your tickets at the gate for Marshall County. In other sports, for instance, like volleyball goes to Spring Hill this week, they sell 0 tickets at the gate. You have to buy it all online through a place called GoFan. So if you're a volleyball parent and you're going to Spring Hill, if you don't buy that ticket through GoFan, then you're not going to be allowed in. So as we navigate our way through here, you know, I was talking to Richie Chadwick yesterday about soccer because we play some of the Williamson County schools and Maury County schools in soccer. And all of them are coming to us this year. We are selling tickets at the gate for soccer. We know what our capacity is. We know what our normal crowds are. We feel good about being able to sell tickets there. We sell tickets at volleyball because, again, we know what our crowds normally are and we've got plenty of capacity. The only place that we've been limited is at the football games right now. Now soccer is playing Coffee County coming up. That'll be a big crowd and that'll push us up against our limits. And we're looking at some other options right now to try to help us to be able to handle that crowd that night. So just be aware of that in this year of 2020, how I go about getting a ticket, how do I, get to the games, etc. All that is a fluid situation. We try to communicate through Twitter and through Facebook primarily. We get word out to the radio station, The Duck. We get word out to the Tullahoma News and Zach Birdsong to try to help us get word out to everybody. This is what it takes. We've got 2 weeks before we host a home game again, and we will be evaluating whether we're going to sell any tickets or not, or whether we're going to stay with everything being pre-sale. And so there'll be a meeting take place this week. We'll make some decisions, and then we'll start putting the word out for how you go about getting tickets for when we host Spring Hill in 3 weeks.
Okay, and we've sold those out both times. There's still reserved seats available.
A few. There's about 30 reserved seats left out of what we had.
Make a donation to the football program. Go up and get yourself a reserved seat ticket. The stadium is open enough that I don't see anybody that would feel uncomfortable with how things are there.
We'll be right back after these messages.
You made the time and the sacrifice to broaden their horizons, to see their smiles, but mostly to make lifelong memories. We think it's time to do it again, just the two of you. Don't let illness or injury slow you down. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Many Tennesseans are wondering, do masks really fight the spread of COVID-19? A recent study shows they do. 2 hairstylists worked for several days with respiratory symptoms and serviced patrons in close contact. Both stylists later tested positive for COVID-19. 139 clients were exposed to coronavirus after being in direct contact. Both stylists and their customers opted to wear masks. No COVID-19 symptoms were identified among the 139 exposed clients or their secondary contacts. Out of the clients that were tested, all tested negative for COVID-19. Face it, masks fight COVID-19.
Welcome back. Starting September the 2nd, all students in Tullahoma City, Manchester City, and Coffee County schools will receive free breakfast and lunch based on a nationwide waiver adopted by the United States Department of Agriculture. This will continue until the USDA ends the program. Distance learners can also get free meals by contacting their school cafeteria to set up a pickup time. A la carte items are not included in the free meal program. Parents are strongly encouraged to continue filling out the free and reduced application form because they will apply again once the USDA waiver ends. John Gray recently spoke with newly elected Tullahoma Mayor Ray Noyes about his first week on the job and his plans for the future.
It's been busy. Mayor Curley left me plenty of things to be involved in. He left me a desk that was covered with things that I need to be familiar with, and I've been spending the last week just going through things, just familiarizing myself with all the activities that he had been involved with. So I've still been attending some meetings that I've been involved in prior to being mayor, so I've had a full week for sure.
I came through yesterday morning at about 9 o'clock and drove by Hobby Lobby, which really did not advertise they were open.
It turns out that they did a soft opening on that at Hobby Lobby on Friday, actually, so I didn't realize they were doing a soft opening on Friday. I thought they were doing it on Monday, but driving home in the afternoon, I looked over and the parking lot was completely full. Completely full. The only thing I'll say about Hobby Lobby is they may have to expand the parking lot because it was full again all day yesterday. So I did a little experiment. I took with Tullahoma as the center, I drew a radius with a 30-mile radius. And that encompassed 11 counties when I drew that circle, and looked up the population of that area that I've circumscribed with a 30-mile radius, which is about what people will drive to a theater, drive to dinner, drive to a game. Sure. It's about the commute distance that people are willing to accommodate. It goes to the Alabama state line, it goes almost to Murfreesboro, reaches almost to to Lewisburg, and so up on the mountain to Monteagle. So that's the area that we're covering there. The population of that area is 540,000 people. That's almost the equivalent of Nashville. It's just under the size of Nashville. It's larger than Chattanooga, it's larger than Murfreesboro. So Hobby Lobby has got a real location here to be a center of a very large population area. A lot of people, instead of going to Nashville or Murfreesboro spending their money, they're spending their money locally. Retail stores like Lowe's and of course Walmart, they have done a booming business during this time because people are shopping at home. Grocery stores have not been hurt at all. In fact, they've flourished during this time. So
people are cooking at home instead of going out.
I've cooked more at home myself during this time than I have in the last many years. That's correct. But we'll get through this and get back to an old normal, we hope, sometime, and we can be shaking hands with people again. That we are in the process of going through the process of getting a new alderman. We have, my seat will be open. And the process is this: we have asked any candidate that would like to be considered for that to submit a citizens participation form to City Hall, along with a resume stating why they should be considered to be an alderman. Then we've asked them to come to either live or the regular meeting. I think it will be a Zoom meeting next Monday on the 14th. We're asking them to come to that meeting and make their case before the alderman, and then we'll ask for nominations from the alderman to serve. Then there will be a vote by the six sitting aldermen in Bexar. Now, we could have as many as 4 candidates, or we maybe have 5 or 6, I don't know. But we only had to have 4 aldermen, 5 aldermen sitting, so we don't know. They'll have to nominate someone. So you have to get nominated, and then you have to get a majority. That means 4 votes is what it'll take to elect the next alderman.
Okay.
So that's the process that we're going through, and that's being, we made that announcement at the last board meeting. We've advised all the candidates that we know of to make sure that they get their credentials in, if you will.
Right.
So I'm sure from that group we'll find an excellent alderman to replace me.
More news is coming up in a moment.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Hello everyone, Governor Bill Lee. The 2020 census is underway and more than 60% of Tennesseans have already been counted. I want to encourage every household that hasn't yet responded to the census to do so now. An accurate census will bring more of our federal tax dollars back to Tennessee communities to support services that we all like health care, education, roads, and so much more. Log on to 2020census.gov to answer some simple questions about the people living in your home. You can also respond by phone or mail in your questionnaire. It should only take a few minutes and can mean so much for your family and your community. Help shape the future of Tennessee by responding to the 2020 census today.
Welcome back. While the doors of the Hands-On Science Center are closed, they are not taking a break. News Leader's Peggy Burton spoke to the center's director, Sean Amadon, about their many virtual activities happening at the center.
Basically, we're really trying to go virtual, so this new strategic plan that we have is HOSC Virtual. And there's a whole bunch of different initiatives that are laid out under this new strategic plan, and we are gradually going to be rolling these out. We actually have rolled out 3 of them so far, and I'll say.
And how does that work? Like, how does it?
Yeah, so basically the first major initiative under this new plan is what we're calling Get Social with HOSC. So those of you out there that are fans of our Facebook page have probably seen this first one that's come out, or this first couple. One is we have these new science dailies, we're calling them. They're 4 or 5 Facebook posts every single day talking about different fun science facts, DIY projects you can do at home, and these are all kind of a theme for the week. We had a space theme, and this week is underground science.
And so in order to get that, did they go to your website?
Yep, they just go to our Facebook page.
Facebook page?
On our Facebook page.
And it'll be there ready for them to pick up anytime during the day.
Absolutely.
What a great plan.
Yeah. We introduced that one about 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we had our next one, which we're calling our virtual classroom, and we had a Facebook Live version of that. Very successful. People really liked it. We had Bill and Olga did a really cool Cosmic Voyage show. We've had over 2,000 views of the video, so really, really great. Our next one, those we're going to be doing every 2 weeks. All you got to do is go to our Facebook page. It'll be right there. And the cool thing about this is it's live, so it's interactive. We'll have people actually reading the comments that people are typing in.
Oh, I see.
So you can ask the questions.
So they're watching you on their computer.
Yeah, exactly.
And they can type in their questions, and you can type in the answers right there.
Exactly. Well, I'll go ahead and just we'll have Olga will be on there reading the questions to me, and I'll answer all your questions and doing it live. So really fun. Really great interactions. For those of you that are missing the Science Center, you can kind of still get a piece of it that way.
I know the kids are missing the Science Center.
They are.
What a wonderful place, and I'm so glad that you're involved in keeping it going.
Yeah. And the third really cool thing we already have rolled out is our take-home science kits.
Would that have something to do with this?
That would be this right here. This is a little sample of what we did this last week. And it's really cool. It's a completely all-inclusive kit. Comes with a little lesson plan, instructions.
Wonderful.
This one was actually a build-your-own planetarium. So you learned about constellations, and you got all the supplies you need. One of our goals for this was an entirely free kit. And one of our goals is we're really trying to reach the community of the people that just might not have the resources.
Right.
And we really want to try to help people. So it's completely 100% all-inclusive. All, scissors, hole punches, you got your glue sticks, everything.
So you don't necessarily have to belong to the...
No, not for this one. We really are just trying to, reach people. We want to make sure that those kids are getting educated that really need
wonderful.
It. So the goal was, they can come pick up a kit and head to the park and do it. So they don't need any other supplies.
So all they have to do is just come and walk in the door.
Exactly. And also really neat is it's got a little link to a video that we produced where our staff, either me or Olga, will be hosting, and we'll have a special guest host that'll do it with us. So they talk through the project, teach you about all kinds of really cool constellations.
What's in there, and then you get to keep all the stuff.
Yep, exactly. And our next one will be released. We'll announce it officially. We're shooting for a week from this Thursday. So we're alternating weeks. We'll do a Facebook Live one week and this the next week. It's going to be a really fun one. Polymer chemistry. Does that sound really fun?
I don't really know what it means, so you're going to have to tell me.
Exactly. We're hoping people don't necessarily know what it means to start with, because in that way they're learning something.
Right.
Polymer chemistry is they're going to make some slime.
Oh,
so
fun.
It might sound boring, but it's actually going to be really, really cool. So those are the three of these initiatives that we've released so far. Potentially.
Okay.
And like I said, there's a bunch more. We have a whole timeline of how we're going to gradually release these things, because they're going to all tie into each other. For example, the Facebook Live virtual classroom. That is kind of a practice and advertisement for what we're going to be doing for schools, which is actually a Google Meet version of that.
Oh, good.
So rather than people, watch us on Facebook, which is just open, free to the public, everybody can watch it, a school can actually book us, and we'll do those type of programs directly for that school, where they can talk to us face to face.
Will it be like Zooming a little bit? Or?
Yeah, Google Meets is basically a free version of Zoom that we use. So that's going to be rolling out, shortly.
Wonderful plan.
A really big one is going to be what we're calling our STEM online learning portal, and it's going to be on our website, a whole bunch of different pages, different components of it, resources for teachers, pre-written lesson plans.
What a great thing.
Yeah. All kinds of videos that we produce in-house. It'll have an archive of our Facebook videos, all kinds of other things, recommended readings, recommended science kits, a whole vast array, just a giant resource for people, not only locally but nationwide can actually come to.
I would think it'd be a great asset for the teachers
Yes,
because
absolutely.
their planning must be just out the roof.
Yeah, I mean, things are just so confusing for teachers and everything right now. So we want to kind of have this one place that they can go and get all that cool information.
We'll be right back in a moment after this commercial break.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
Times are very challenging right now, and stress levels are high.
Reports indicate overdoses on the rise in communities across the state of Tennessee.
Those experiencing addiction and their loved ones may be struggling to navigate through all the change.
We want you to know that deaths from overdose are preventable.
And help is available.
Anytime.
Day or night.
How do I know?
How do I know?
I am a face of recovery in Tennessee.
Welcome back. In this week's edition of What Do You Say Wednesday, Chamber Marketing and Communications Director Faith Few speaks with Tullahoma City Schools Director of Student Services Shannon Duncan about students returning to classrooms at Tullahoma City Schools and how the community businesses can become more involved with the local schools.
We recognized as a district, really amongst the county, because one of the things that's been very unique and encouraging about this is watching the 3 different school systems in the county come together. And so they've talked continuously throughout the process and tried to make some unified decisions. One of the things that we all kind of understood is that now we are able to get more localized data, more district and school level specific data, and we could start making decisions based on that. And so based on the educational and emotional goals and priorities for our students and really trying to do what's best for them, we felt like bringing them back into the building, the traditional learners who were already in person, bringing them back into the building starting September 8th was going to be the best thing all the way around.
Awesome, I love that. My little girl just went into kindergarten, so definitely commend all the teachers out there because, you know, with the kindergartner, it has been such a smooth transition even for her during all this crazy stuff going on. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Shannon? Yeah. What can teachers and schools as a whole expect CEO kickoff to look like this year?
So obviously it's going to have to look a little different. We're not going to be able to do like the pep rally at the high school or some of the big gatherings and programs that we have had in the past. But as we get people back into the routine of being in the building, we hope to be able to continue capitalizing on some of the creativity and flexibility that we've taken on during this time, and having some videos where we highlight different partners in our buildings, highlight different activities or ways in which the partners are participating in our schools or supporting our schools and doing different things to promote them through social media, through newspaper, stuff like that, to make sure that we are still continuing that partnership that we enjoy with these companies around these businesses around town.
And it is such a great partnership to have these businesses partnered up with schools and in the schools and around these children. And I see a question here: how do you become a CEO partner? So becoming a CEO partner is pretty simple. All you have to do is contact us here at the Chamber, and we can get you set up. There is obviously a process with getting you paired with a school and making sure that you have enough volunteer hours. But it is definitely such a rewarding program. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to contact us here at the Chamber. And last question for the day, can you explain a few benefits that you've seen from a CEO partnership?
Yes, so like I mentioned before, we do try to make it a true partnership, and you all are very instrumental and very encouraging of that, to where we have things that we can offer the businesses too. And so watching the different adults from the community come in and see a different side of Tullahoma City Schools, see the unique learning that may go on in a kindergarten classroom, or watching some of the innovative things going on in some of our high school classrooms, and understanding what we're trying to do in the school system to contribute to the community and workforce development, and just the student sense of citizenship and community, and what they have to offer one day as hopeful continued members of our community. But also the students having that tangible, real world person that they can connect with, maybe in a job or a business or an industry that they didn't even know existed, and giving them goals and aspirations, or a mentor, or exposure to something that they wouldn't have otherwise considered or known existed. And giving our students application for the things that they're learning in school. And that's been very crucial to what to partnering with the education we offer in a classroom.
Shannon is great. She's also on our board here at the Chamber, so she is such a wonderful liaison for us and the school systems, and getting us connected and plugged in with that CEO program.
Stay with us. Your weather forecast is coming up next.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1925 at 99 degrees. The record low was in 1952 at 45 degrees. Average high on this day is 85, and the average low is 63. Cloudy weather expected tonight with a low of 70. Partly cloudy weather in the forecast for Friday with a high of 87 and a low of 63, and mostly sunny weather on Saturday with a high of 89 and a low of 67. And that's our News Leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for News Leader on 6. You have a good evening.